So I've always been into motorsport, either as a spectator or watching from the couch. From time to time, I wonder if I could do that. So instead of just going out and borrowing someone else's car, what I've decided to do, to give myself just a little bit of credibility, I bought my own race car. I wanted to work out how to get a race car set up. I wanted to work out what it costs, all of the rules, and bring everyone along on the journey, if you're interested. So, the Wellington Champs 2022 at the Wellington Family Speedway. Will we ever finish a race? So we get along here for the Wellington Champs and the car starts up, so that's good. We've been working on the brakes with Everly Motorsport, trying to get things sorted out. Yeah, that's me. I didn't realise I actually looked that nervous. Like, I kind of thought I had things under control, and now I'm looking at my face in this video going, wow, I do look worried.
Remember to smile, wait for the camera.
I think that might have been a fake smile. Oh, look at the worry there.
Don't put on a brave face for me. Oh, it's okay if you cry a little bit. I won't tell too many people. Yeah, they didn't tell you that the suits are like, you can just, they're like a wetsuit.
It's okay to be in here.
Is that what the dry suits are for?
Absolutely nothing wrong with a bit of banter. Oh yeah, banter all finished, it's time to get strapped in. Jeez, thanks Jace. Actually, to be honest with you, the closer I got to the racing, the less nervous I was becoming at this point. Because I was definitely not turning back now, and figured just got to go and give it a nudge. So heading out for this first race with some amazing characters and great drivers. Daniel Crump there, we've got Sid Ferguson, Paul Hodson, the four-time champ Jamie Foxx, number 1 NZ Luke Brown, and the one of the hometown speedsters 17W. Do believe the 2 NZ is in there as well. So yeah, okay field. It's an okay field. Cruise on out the gate. And there's me at top speed. No, I'm just joking. That would be dismal. So going off the back, a little bit of a gap. Not too worried about whether or not I kind of like catch the start or don't. Happy to just kind of, yeah, just to go. So off we went, and really I just wanted to be able to see if I could just hold the guys off for at least sort of half the race before I started getting lapped. But got to kind of, I think it was somewhere around about lap sort of 6 or 7, and the car wasn't feeling too bad. I could still see other cars at the end of the straight. But look at that rate of closure. Like, I got a long way to go to get even remotely quick enough. But my job now is to stick to my line, like I didn't do at Waikaraka. I did do it here. And actually the guys in front of me were the ones that made the mistake. So Newton kind of locked wheels there with Sid. I believe it was Newton's fault. So yeah, experiencing my first yellow at Wellington for quite a few laps actually. There was 1 lap, 2, 3, 4 under yellow, 5, 6, 7 under yellow, go to 8, 9, and finally at 10, we're going to restart things again. Will I actually finish my first race? So this time I was sleeping. You watch Newton go, look, Oh, it just leaves me behind. It's a little bit embarrassing that. Like, I could have done a bit better than that. But anyway, onwards and upwards. I just wanted to make sure we kind of got to the end of this race without the guys catching me. And yeah, I was feeling pretty damn good in the car, actually. The car was pretty stable. I was able to get the foot down a bit, and I was certainly having some fun. Somewhere around about here is where I realised I had to breathe again. But these are all just the learning side of things. Checkered flags coming out for the guys now, and I just managed to sneak home before they did. And Sean Blowman won the race with the 1NZ in second. I think Sid Ferguson was in third. And I had to get pushed back in because I did stall on the infield and couldn't get it restarted. Didn't think it'd be anything sort of too major. But yeah, finally. So I got my dad helping me out of the car, literally, because it's pretty tough to get out of. But this moment here. Did we see Daddy race? Did I do good? Yes. Thank you.
No, that's so cute.
I mean, clearly I wasn't at the front, but yeah, that's a pretty proud dad moment there.
Fun?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I didn't make a dick of myself, eh?
No,
Oh, sweet.
that's good. You held your line?
Well,
Nice.
you're working.
Well, after the start, I was like gunning it a little bit harder. And then when I knew they were catching up with me, I just stuck to the front line. Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, strapped myself back in. I'm an old hand at this now. Steering wheel on, and ready to go for race 2 of the night. I was pretty pumped after finishing my first race. It might not seem like a lot, but you know, that took us a fair few races to actually get there and achieve that. And this is about taking small steps along this journey. So cruising around here for race 2, everything seemed okay. Didn't get a very good start. Unfortunately, the 88S went over, and yeah, driver was all okay, thank goodness. His car certainly wasn't. Even though it was a yellow, the rest of the guys decided to stop, so I stopped as well, and my car started to overheat, and then I turned it off because I had to. We were well over 200 degrees, and I looked out to the right and could see this black stuff. Thought it was oil.
Yeah.
Hoping I hadn't heard anything. I was a little bit despondent because, you know, I only kind of got a half a lap in, and yeah, that wasn't much. Yeah, walking in here next to my car is not what you're supposed to be doing. So could we fix it, I guess, was the question. Or was there even anything wrong? Just in case I get in the fire. That's a bit cute too. We're just talking about me getting out of the car when it started smoking.
We're going to let it cool down enough so you can see it all here. Yeah. And blowing out the cap. We're going to let it cool down enough, and then we're going to fire it up. Tip the water in. Yeah. Hot water.
So that wasn't smoke, that was steam I was seeing.
Yeah. So what it was doing is it would have been pushing it out of the can.
Yeah. it was dropping a lot of water. So we decided to put her on the trailer, make sure she's okay. Okay, so for those of you that don't already know, what we have here is a 388 Windsor Ford. Yes, it's a Ford. Even though I've been a Chev guy, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to go racing. So what happened is in the last race, we had a little bit of an overheating problem. So we've done a bit of a pressure test. So this is 16W modified. We've been down to our local super cheap. We've got ourselves a pressure testing kit. I've read the instructions. With pressure testing, it's pretty simple. You just got to kind of put it onto your system, as I've done here. Tighten that up, nice and easy. Then you just got to pump this up. Now, the key thing with I've learned that could be a problem is not to over pressurize the system. Otherwise, I'll just simply blow it. So I did a little bit of research and I've worked out that 12 to 15 psi is the maximum that I can put through this radiator in the system. So fingers crossed. 12 psi. Well, what I'll do is I'll come back in about an hour or so, make sure no pressure's dropped. Okay, so we're back at the car. I've given it a couple of hours. Now it's time to have a bit of a look at the pressure gauge. We are at 12 psi there, and we're just gonna hold it there. I'll turn that round. It's not moving. That's a good sign.
Oh, that's real good.
Put the cap on, fire it up, run it till it gets to like 160, then let it cool down, take the cap off and see if it needs any water, as if there's air in it, then it will need topping up again. So then what we've done is we've filled the radiator back up, and from here what we need to do is we need to run it. This is my first time working on it just by myself. It's gonna be fine. Yep, it's gonna be fine. I have it on good authority that all I need to do is crank this beast up, let it run for a bit, double check it. Okay, so I don't know much, but I know one thing. Before you get started, you have to prime the carburetor a bit. So that's what I'll do. Get a bit of juice down in there, bit of petrol. Make sure that this petrol tin is way away from what you're doing. Okay, we've double checked that the cap's on. Another thing that's really important to check is the car out of gear? Okay, so the next thing to do is see whether or not we can heat this up to 160 and see how she looks. So ignition off, key out, safety on, fuel off. Careful, everything around here will be nice and hot. I just had that cover on, just didn't want to, it's quite a dusty environment, so didn't want to suck anything into the carburetor. We seem to have a bit of a leak. Now, I'm just going to grab this handy wee camera here. I can actually show you guys. Because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to work out whether or not we did any damage to the engine when we overheated it. We don't think we did. I don't really want to cook an engine because I can't really afford to replace it. Got a bit of a drip. I'm going to follow that drip up. And that drip is coming out of that part of the engine. Right there. Okay, so we found a bit of a leak, a bit of a drip. Don't exactly know what the part's called, but looks like it might not be a major. Something about sticking a screwdriver in it and popping it out and putting a new one in and stuff. So I will work that out later. So what I'm going to do now is just going to let it cool down. Then I'm going to come back in about an hour and I am going to pop the radiator cap and see whether or not we had any air on the line, how much of a top up it needs. Give you guys an idea in terms of coming in here tonight, getting things set up. This is taking me about 30 minutes. Not so bad.
He leads us into tip, leading us on the outside. He's only just got the nose in front. Looks like he's dropped the jump that he needed. 69 of Naven. Messi goes up the inside. Tomo's into it. Watch him cut the gap. Messi's going to give him the right rear. Atama goes round the under yellow.
And I bet he has plenty of fans out here.
Mitchell, he's in third place, he's a long way